Students, we will do the topic learning, its features, need and elements. What is learning? Learning is a natural activity as breathing. Everybody learns a lot during one's lifetime from beginning to end. And learning leads to permanent change in one's behavior, and this permanent change in one's behavior is through experiences, knowledge, and communication. Learning is a systematic process of drive, cues, response, and reinforcement. Learning can be intentional or incidental. Intentional learning is acquired to the result of careful search of information, whereas incidental learning is acquired when an individual does not make much efforts in getting the information. Now, one of the definition, Philip Kotler has rightly defined learning. It involves changes in individuals' behavior arising out of experience. Most of the human behavior is learned over time out of experience. Features of learning. Learning must involve a change in one's behavior. Change in one's behavior must be permanent in nature. Some form of good or bad experience is necessary for learning. It is a continuous process till the end of life of a person or a living being. Learning may be specific, ongoing, and incidental. Now, the need for learning. Learning facilitates in arriving at better decisions, development of new interest and motivating areas in one's life. It enhances one's ability to foresee the things. And after learning, one can communicate with confidence and with more clarity. Now we will take up the elements of consumer learning. Learning is a systematic process of motivation, cues, responses, and reinforcement. Now we'll take up the first element, motivation. Motivation is an important concept of learning. Learning occurs because of motivation. Uncovering consumers' motive is always the primary task of every marketer. He must teach consumers how their product or service will fulfill their motives. Motivation is an urge, desire, which if not satisfied, person remains tensed, and it is the motive or urge which motivates a person to take decisions and actions to fulfill the need and to reduce the tension. Now, the marketer's role is helping the consumer to identify the subconscious and hidden motives and desires and triggering off motives and desires. For example, a young working executive is interested in purchase of a fully automatic washing machine. She is motivated to get all the information to satisfy that need, as she is working woman and is not having the time to spend on washing the clothes. So she wants a fully automatic washing machine in order to cater his need. She will search for the information. She would try to seek the information related to features, various brands available in the market, information regarding price, quality, and performance of various brands of washing machine. Second element is cues. Cues is a stimulus that suggests a specific way to satisfy a motive or drive. It can be any object existing in the environment as perceived by the individual. If motives stimulate learning process, it is the cue which serves the purpose for stimuli and gives direction to the motives. All the 4 P's, product, price, place, and promotion, can also act as P. For example, if the professional executive wants to purchase a fully automatic washing machine, then an advertisement given by the marketer on any channel of television, such as Samsung, then that is the Q. Marketers have to take care that cues used by them to stimulate the sale of their products are consistent with customers' expectations. They have to exercise care so that cues do not fall below customers' expectations. For example, high-class consumers expect high-priced products such as designer clothes with matching jewelry and other accessories are to be available in specialty stores only. Further, they expect the advertisements for such products to be displayed in elite magazines such as Vogue, Cosmopolitan, Femina. Third element is response. The stimuli will result in responses, how people react to a cue or how they behave. It may be in the physical form or maybe in terms of complex phenomena such as attitude, perception, familiarity. Learning can take place even when responses are not over. Example, the automobile manufacturer that provides consistent cues to a consumer may not always succeed in stimulating a purchase. However, if the manufacturer succeeds in forming a favorable image of a particular automobile model in the consumer's mind, it is likely that the consumer will consider that model when he or she is ready to buy. So, responses actual act on the part of consumer. He goes to the shop or mall and purchase the product to satisfy the need. Now the fourth and last element is reinforcement. Reinforcement is a very basic condition of learning. Without reinforcement, we cannot observe any measurable modification of behavior. Reinforcement is closely related to the psychological process of motivation. An action always has a reaction. Based on the reaction, the behavior gets reinforced. Or if the action is followed by a reaction that is positive or pleasant or rewarding, the action gets positively reinforced. The likelihood of repetition of that action increases. The same holds true vice versa. If a consumer buys a product, a particular brand to satisfy his need, and that brand satisfies him, the consumer would feel that he has got the value for money, and this is the positive reinforcement. Consumer would prefer to buy the same brand in future also. On the other hand, if he feels dissatisfaction, learning would take place and he would learn not to buy the same brand in future. Rather, he would like to shift to another brand. So, the satisfaction or dissatisfaction will act as reinforcement. If he is satisfied, he will repeat that brand again and again, and the learning will occur that to satisfy a particular need, a particular brand is to be bought. So, the learning and its elements are over.